Hi, loves. Okay, so once again, YouTube has changed how they have their layout and stuff. So when I chose to do it horizontal, I really wasn't sure what to expect. So where do I even look? I gotta turn it around again. Orientation is locked. Okay, that's weird. So the video is not vertical, it is horizontal. So where the hell do I look? I have no idea. 1 second, you guys. YouTube has changed a lot of stuff once again, so I'm having to adjust to how to, like yesterday I went shopping at Target. So my camera is over here, but it's not letting me, if like I turn my phone the opposite way, it won't let me unless I look directly over here, which is kind of annoying. 1 sec. 1 sec, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, no, it's locked again. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that my my Bluetooth wasn't on, because as you guys know, I use my phone a crap ton. So yesterday I got to finally treat myself, go to Target, one of my favorite stores in the world. If you guys are interested in seeing me, okay, so whatever, it's gonna be like that, I don't care. Okay, if you guys are interested in seeing me shop at Target, I will link that video in the description, because I really, so here's the dealio. This topic of the title is legit. Don't worry for those who are just like scrolling back and forth or skipping in the video. This is live. This is a live stream video. I know a lot of the lingo on the YouTube streets is constantly, ooh, lots of people going live. It's constantly changing. So they've changed the live stream setup. They've changed now how we can have the camera, which is really cool, because for the longest while it was only like when you go live, it would only have it vertical like this, not like this. So little quick recap. I've been doing a lot of celebrity videos and readings and stuff, which I love. You know, for those who are new, because I have a lot of new subscribers, so I kind of have to, like, you know, bring people up to speed. You know, I have a lot of people that are like from day ones, you know, OG 2017, you know, YouTube subscribers. And then I have a other, you know, subsection of people that are, you know, I have a lot of subsections. I have subsections where there's people that are international, you know, Australia, Japan, England, UK, my home country, Africa, South America. I mean, I have people subscribe to me from all over the place. Okay. And in addition to that, I also have I've done a lot of different content over the years, right? So my desire, I'm not going to obviously say everything, because, you know, I do believe in, you know, spiritual protection, and, you know, don't talk about it, be about it. So I'm not going to give everything away. I'm just going to say that I've been linking my second channel in the description box as well. Certain videos I will be linking my second channel, because my second channel is going to be a whole different category of videos. Okay. So videos like shop with me, lifestyle, things like that nature, I want to do on a different channel, because it's not, it's just different. You see what I'm saying? Having another channel that's for like makeup and self-care and yoga and, you know, lifestyle is totally different than just celebrity and what else was I gonna say? Yeah, celebrity / spirituality, right? It's a whole, it's not too different, because they all connect and gel together, but I think you have to just kind of do what you feel is right and do what your gut tells you to do. So when I went live yesterday and did a shop with me video, I was ecstatic. It was so much fun. So I want to do videos. I want to do different content like that on the second channel. Okay. So if you have not subscribed to the second channel yet, the more new subscribers I have in the second channel kind of lets me know that, okay, we're ready to go. We're going to get everything up and running, because this channel already has legs. You know, this is like a baby, you know, this YouTube channel has always been like a baby to me. So it's like this channel already has its legs. It's like basically a toddler at this point, you know. I'm close to 60K. You know, I've actually think I've had higher before. With COVID, my numbers are fluctuating, my subscriptions, I mean, and now we're back to normal. You know, just like I thought, just like I manifested, just like I work hard to do. So the channel is like basically back to normal. Hopefully we don't have another lockdown. There is talk. I'm hungry, guys, so excuse me. I have limited time. There is talk about a, you know, government lockdown. I'm recording on September 28th, Thursday, 2:46 p.m. East Coast time. So, you know, there's a lot of talk about possible lockdown again, another variant again. So at the time I'm recording the video live, no, not recording, live streaming the video that I'm doing right now for you all, there's talks. There's talks and there's other things that they're planning to stop us. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. So I think just being wise, what my intuition is telling me is to plan ahead, you know, go for it. You know, don't, right now at least, like, don't hold back. And maybe other YouTubers and other creatives and other people are getting the same, you know, download, but like that's the download that I'm getting. It's like, it's go time, green light all the way. A year and a half ago, 6 months ago, 4 months ago, not so much. Now, the end of 2023, it's go time. So that's why for those who have been have been a subscriber of mine from day one, this is why you've seen an uptick in uploads and live streams and premieres. This is why you're seeing me get back in the YouTube, because the tide is turning, the shift, the energy is changing. You see what I'm saying? So I was watching, let me get some lipstick because I have like no color on my lips, and that's bothering me. That is bothering me. I think I need to do a little bit of a fashion haul soon. It's obvious. Like, I actually bought, like, well, I'm not going to say what I did, okay, because people are weird, but everyone has good intentions, you know, but, long story short, I feel like I want to, you know, and so things like that, you know what I'm saying, I would do, because even when I was growing up, people would ask me, what perfume are you wearing? What color are you wearing in your lips? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I have, my moon is Libra, the baddest bitch, okay? Libra and Scorpio and Virgo are like the baddest bitch signs, and next is Capricorn, right? That's like no brainer. So I have a lot of Libra in my chart. So fashion is something that is always like, me and fashion and makeup, like glue. And I'm not just saying that because it's what's, you know, a big thing. I'm saying that because that's me. I was the girl in high school that literally, I mean, and now that I'm like in my 20s, and like 5 or 6 years from now, I'm gonna be in my 30s. Like, now that I'm in my 20s still, and I look back at like my high school version, I'm like, what the hell? I was the girl, the chick, that would literally have a different nail color for a different outfit almost every day. I can't tell you who told me to do that. I was the girl that would finish my homework, go sit down at a desk or my bed or whatever, get a notebook, you know, the little composition books, put my nail polish on top of it, paint my nails. And sometimes almost every day, every other day, I would paint my nails a different color to match my outfit. So that's me. That's the other side of Simone that I want to show. I don't want to limit myself. So just like right now, you know, I could do celebrity content, I could do readings, I could do this, I could do that, but I can also talk about real life. I can also talk, you know, there's different sides of everybody, but it's those different sides that make you beautiful, that make you unique, that make you, you know, there's only one me. No matter what people try to finesse or whatever, there's no other me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on this planet, there's no other you besides your sibling or your parents or your twin flame, right? There's no other exact you. There's nothing like it. So make sure, and maybe someone needs to hear this, but make sure that in this life, you're you. You are you. And you're being yourself to the fullest. You don't have boundaries. You don't have a cutoff. You don't have limitations, because when you place limitations on yourself, you stifle your creativity, you stifle your freedom, you stifle your exuberant energy, your energy levels, right? So that's actually kind of a perfect segue into the topic that I want to talk about, which is, I put in the title, do twin flames, I'm reading it right here, do twin flames have to be obsessed with each other? The dating other people topic question, with the brain emoji, and I put SimoneSpeaks live. Now YouTube puts that naturally. When we go live now, YouTube says this so-and-so person is live. We don't do that unless we have to delete it and then put our own title. So I just kept half what YouTube put, like one fourth what YouTube put, and then put my own title. That's why it looks the way it looks, okay? So let me answer how this topic came about. I was watching a Selena Gomez reading, which I'm going to be doing, okay? This is what my intuition is telling me. No, people have said things on my channel trying to give me advice. Listen, I have to get the confirmation, okay? I have to get the green light. So people trying to chime in, I don't need that, okay? I've never needed anybody in any capacity to tell me how to run my channel. Not being a bitch, I'm just saying I've never needed anybody's approval to do anything I do, ever in my life. So I don't even care how many people watch the reading. At some point, I'm gonna do a reading between Haley, Justin, and Selena, okay? Because I was seeing some stuff on the Twitter that caught my eye, and my intuition was telling me something's up with them, with Justin Bieber, right? And I would say at least 2 or 3 years back, at least 2 to 3 years back now. So 2022, 2021, 2022, 2021, 2020, right? So 1, 0, okay, yeah. So 2 to 3 years back, right? I've heard and I've seen this going around. And this is something that I've always suspected, which is that Justin and Selena are twin flames, and that Haley is a karmic. I haven't pulled cards on it yet. I'm going to very soon. And it struck me because I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, Justin and Selena, they do come across as twin flames to me. Before I even knew what the term twin flame meant, before I obviously had my awakening and all this stuff, I didn't really know. Like, I thought they were just maybe like high-level soulmates. But then, obviously, like the universe always does, the information was, the information provided itself. And then from that point, it was a springboard. And so my gut was telling me in general that something's up with Justin. Something's up with him and his marriage. So eventually we're going to get to that. Okay. We will get to that eventually. So that's kind of just how the idea for this topic of this video came to me, because there is people out here who are twin flames or have just discovered that they are twin flames, and they're lost. You know what I'm saying? They're lost in the sauce, and no tea, no shade. But I did listen to I watched like 2 other readings before I watched a third video, and the first 2 videos were on point, very, very, skilled, dedicated readers like myself. I could tell that they definitely were called to do what they do. Incredible woman. And then I went to a third video, and it was a lady that was talking about the twin flame thing, but with Justin and Selena. And there was a couple things that she said that kind of like stood out to me, because they were claiming certain things along the lines of being a twin flame alongside reading the celebrities. And a lot of things of what that reader said in specific, the third video that I watched, I could relate to. And it was kind of like bothering me, because I'm like, oh my God, I wish it wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't classify, I don't like titles, so I wouldn't say I'm the runner, but like, I don't like the idea of it. So, you know what I'm saying? And not everybody believes in it, to be frank with you. Like, some people think it's bullshit. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. So when I was hearing her talk, I was like, you know what? This is something that I think I need to talk about, because the lingo, you know what I'm saying? The lingo that she was using to describe things that they're going through, aka Justin and Selena, or her own situation, was a lot. I was listening to it and I was just like, whoa, like she's really, like she's really deep in this journey. And this twin flame connection. She's doing a whole lot of talking. She's doing a lot of, like, she's talking about things that I have experienced, but a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? And so on a personal level, I'm happy like that I've left that, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't have, like, especially now with, especially with, there's so much I could say. I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to show the other side. I don't want to be like mean. I don't want to offend anybody. If I do offend somebody, then it's probably not for them to hear the video, because then they wouldn't be here this long, or they wouldn't even be watching it, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But the way she was talking was like bringing so much back for me and like my own experience. And it kind of like startled me, because, when you hear another twin flame talk about like what they're going through, and then other people in the comments or whatever, or live or whatever, can relate, it's chilling, because it kind of like reconfirms like, oh shit, like this is actually real. Because there is some twin flames that don't want it to be real. There is some people that are twins that don't want to be twin flames. Let's be very clear. Not everybody who has a twin or wants a twin enjoys it. And did I shock somebody when I said that? But like, I mean, there's some people who think that, I'm just going to put on the table, because this video needs to be out here. And I know that at least if one person gets this video, if this video gets in one person's right hands, I've done my job for today. On September 28th, I've done what I had to do. So, I'm not expecting this to go like blow up. I'm just putting this out here, because there's a lot of twin flame videos that I've watched that have had like, 20 views, I'm saying, like 200 views, but they're quality. And the algorithm of YouTube and the way that social media works is not always to cater to a huge crowd. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to do things, we have to say things that it's not for everybody, but it still needs to be said, right? So as she was talking, I was kind of just like, I was getting chills, because I'm like, oh my God, like that sounds like what I've been through, you know what I'm saying? And it's been such a long time. And to be very upfront, it took me a very long time to, because it's so distant from my head and my heart. But, it's very challenging. That kind of connection is very challenging. And what makes me laugh is when people, I don't know where they're getting it from, but when some people, they hear things like through the grapevine, and they assume that the twin flame connection is like the end all be end all, and that they have to have that. Forget the soulmate, forget the karmics, forget the kindred spirits, forget all of that. Just skip the whole hierarchy and try and, and jump for the twin flame. And who said that everybody has a twin flame? Okay, as far as I know, I don't believe that everybody has a twin flame. I don't believe that. Now, if somebody can come up with some kind of sufficient evidence that proves otherwise, then I will jump on board and say, oh, that's great. Okay, to know that everybody has twin flame in this universe, wow, that's incredible. It wouldn't be far-fetched, but I've just never heard that concept. I've never heard the concept, even from as far as I can remember, when this was, the awakening was beginning, I've never heard that. I've never heard the narrative that every human being has a twin flame. I've never heard that. I've heard about the 144,000. I've heard about different, but I've never heard that. So I don't know if it's because it's hit mainstream and now that it's common practice with a soulmate and karmics. Maybe that because all this is coming out, there's, a subsection of the population that think that everybody has one. And I don't know if that's true. I can't tell you if that's true or not. But what I can tell you is, in my humble opinion, and this is just what I feel and what I know, the real twin flames don't want that shit. Okay? Everybody that's actually a twin flame does not want that. Does not want the connection in that way. Like I have never heard or met a twin flame in my life that was just over the moon. You know what I'm saying? It's the hardest thing you'll ever experience in terms of a connection. Okay. So let's get that straight. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's a lot of work. It's treacherous. It is a roller coaster. I think someone described it, I just heard, as a roller coaster with no seatbelt. I mean, that's so far from a soulmate. That's not even close to what a soulmate is. So when people draw these parallels of a soulmate and a twin flame, like they're like the same thing, I have to laugh, because I've been in, deep connections with soulmates and long-term, love, and it is nothing like the twin flame. The twin flame experience is completely different. So if you're somebody who's getting them mixed up, or you're not really sure, which one you are or what you're in, my advice, one second, y'all, I need to get a tissue. My humble advice is to do your research. You got to do your research, because anybody out here can tell you anything, including myself, right? But it's up to you. You're the one that has to take it upon yourself and do the work. If you've ever watched any other twin flame video out here, you always hear twin flame coaches or twin flame people talk about do the work. Yeah, you got to put in work, because if you like, and the thing is, it's pretty obvious. Like when if you do have a twin and you meet your twin, there's not really any doubt, is what I would say. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a thing where you're with a person and you're trying to figure out, are they a kindred spirit? Are they soul family? Within a karmic, are they karmic or soulmate? Like, you don't have to do any of that. If you have a twin flame and you meet your twin flame, there will be no doubt, none in your mind. You can deny it, you can run from it, you can hide, you can try to block it out all you want, like I do. You can block it all, you could try to block it all you want, but it's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, because I have actual experience, and just to put this out here, yes, it took me a very long time. You know what I'm saying? I've never had that before. It was a situation like it's, I don't want to say it's funny, because I don't want to say it's funny, but there'd be times where, like, I watch a video, from somebody who claims they're a soulmate. Claims they're a twin flame, right? And like, I'll listen very carefully, because I can tell the difference between someone having a soulmate and someone having a twin flame, right? And they describe things that are so painful, like so painful. And, way back then, I was in the same position, and I was floored. It literally felt like I was free falling. It felt like I was free falling. There was no solid ground. There was just this continuous downpour, and downpour is the wrong word. This continuous free fall is what I would say. So when I was hearing that, I was like, oh, okay, so this person, they've gone through it, and they're probably still going through it. You know what I'm saying? And there's other people that I hear that are still on it. You know what I'm saying? They're still trying to not only come into union, but they want to be with their twin flame. Now, here's what I will say to that. Now, you don't have to take anything I say. I'm just literally just talking because I know people for a fact want my opinion. I mean, I've had people, type me email. I mean, so I'm sharing in this way. So it's for everybody that wants it, right? It's one thing to accept you're a twin or accept you have a twin, and it's another thing that you want to be with them romantically, which means sex, kissing, exclusivity, monogamy. That is a whole other ballgame. Okay, you can have a twin, and you don't necessarily have to eat their dingleberries. Okay, you don't have to be obsessed with them. You don't have to be craving them. The only way that you are in, I want to say the word stuck, but the only way that you're perpetually stuck in that, especially romantically, is if you let it take over. Okay, we have free will. We call us, people. We call it free will. We've made up the term on behalf of God, and we've claimed as a civilization that we have free will. No one can prove that for a fact. No one can prove that we actually have infinite, entire free will. No one can prove that, right? But we walk around like, yes, we can make any decision, we can make any choice. But did you choose to have a twin flame? I want to ask the audience, right? Did any of you out here who believe you're a twin, or you have a twin, did you ask to have a twin flame? No, you did not. Not everybody consciously can recall or feels that they have chosen to be a twin flame. Not true. Okay. Some people, they have their stories. You know what I'm saying? They know how they came down here. They know how they've, this was all in the plan. You know what I'm saying? But there is some twins out here. There is some twins out here that do not claim that narrative and do not believe that they, infinitely directively said, I want to come down to this planet with these parents, with this, no, not everybody believes that. You see what I'm saying? So when you hear other people's stories, at least for me, it's very fascinating because a lot of the stories sound the same. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you said, I am with a soulmate, you're going to hear certain lingo, you're going to hear certain keywords. And then if you alarm went off and one second, guys, my alarm went off and my thing vibrated. Can y'all see how hold up. I got so many candles. Guys, I have so many candles and stuff. This is ridiculous. My phone, for some reason, I put an alarm on. I don't know for what time. And the alarm, sorry, guys. The alarm made my phone vibrate and collapse on my candle stand. So I apologize for that. Do you guys notice my skin is glowing? I don't know. My skin looks really good. It's kind of creepy. I don't know. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So, so like you'll hear certain keywords. You'll hear certain stories that do not sound like any other story, right? That do not sound like a twin, that do not sound like a soulmate, that do not sound like a karmic, it's different. It's a different vibe. It's a different kind of energy, right? So I think for people that are just getting into it, and are, overwhelmed, like I was overwhelmed, and they're just totally free falling, and they're just shocked, and they're happy, and they're sad at the same time. And they're just all these, all these, emotions, all these different feelings of what they're going through, right? For those who are just getting into it, or they just discovered theirs, they're going to have a harder time. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have a very hard time, because especially if they're not with somebody already, or they're not interested in dating anybody else, or maybe they're just, obviously they're probably on their own self-discovery journey. And from this own self-discovery journey, they've bumped into their twin. Somehow destiny, fate, whatever you want to call it, has caused this to happen, for them to meet, right? So for those who are just getting into it, it's going to be treacherous. It's hopefully not. I hope it's not. But I mean, for most of them, it's something that takes them aback. It's something that has them doing a lot of self-reflection. It's a connection that makes them really go deep, and they tend to be very spiritual. If they're not spiritual already, or they're not like, established in a connection with the alpha and omega, this connection will kind of push you. It will literally naturally push you in that direction, whether you want to or not, because you have to research. Like anybody who's anybody, like they're gonna research, they're gonna try to ask questions, and they're gonna try to figure out. Wait 1 second, guys. I want to make sure I can hear myself. 1 second. 1 second. Can I hear myself? Okay, I can. Okay, it's fine. It's good. Yeah. So most people, can this thing? So yeah, so most people in those stages, they're going to have a lot of questions, right? And they're going to want someone to answer those questions. So hence they turn to psychics, they turn to their pastors, they turn to books, they turn to self-help, they go to Barnes and Nobles. I mean, it's a whole lot of shit, bruh. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's a journey. Yes, it is a journey. And it's something that I wouldn't wish on people. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I would wish for somebody to be a twin flame. I don't think that I would, even my best friends, I don't think that I would want them to go through what I had to go through, because it's not what it's cracked up to be. You see what I'm saying? Like, people, I think, have made it very mainstream. It's become very mainstream for good and bad reasons. I think that the good part is that now it's been revealed. So people before, I would say before 2013, 2014, didn't really have a title for it. You know, they didn't really know what to call all of it. And then slowly but surely, there was like boatloads, almost like waves, different waves of twin flames that, you know, began to pop up and appear, you know, either on social media or whatever, like myself in 2017. And so it becomes, you know, I never actually worn this. I want to try this. It's like a blue eyeliner. It becomes a thing where you can't deny it. You see what I'm saying? It's not something you can deny, and you kind of just have to like live with it and stick with it. So my heart, my condolences really goes out to the people that are just can you guys still hear me? Or that are just getting into it. You see what I'm saying? But those who are just getting into it, it's going to be a lot harder for them, because they're not going to know what hit them. They're not going to understand why this is happening to them, right? They're not going to understand. So it's going to be harder for them. But yeah, what I went through and what I'm sure Selena and Justin have gone through and other people that are twins have gone through is awful. It's horrible. And one second. Yes, on the other side, you do come out a little bit stronger, but it's very painful. It's very painful. And especially when it comes to like romance, you know, that's what I think really trips up the feminines, in my opinion. That's what I really think gets the feminines in a tizzy, you know, is the romantic part. You know, because they want to experience it all, you know what I'm saying? And they want the passion, you know, and twin flame connections are naturally, I'm guessing, you know, most of them are very passionate, you know what I'm saying? That level of passion you can't find anywhere. So they become, before I say the word, is this the right word? How to spell it? I want to say the wrong word on camera. One second. Definition of using words I haven't used in a while, honey. I'm trying to see if this is how you pronounce it. Let me see if this is the right word. Yes, enveloped. That's the word. Enveloped. The feminines become enveloped. They get love drunk. They get taken over. They may not want to admit it, but they become obsessed. They do. And if you've ever listened to any other feminine videos, they will tell you that. They will tell you that maybe in the very beginning, most likely, but it could be a lifetime thing. You know, there's other feminines I've watched where it's like, you know, 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, and they're still in that beginning phase. They're still in that like beginning energy of like obsession and of disbelief. But at the same time, they're like chasing, they're salivating, they're hungry for the energy because the energy is so high and they're so excited that it can become an addiction. It can become something that you can't live without. You know, you won't want to go to sleep. You're going to want to be up. You know, you ever heard the quote that said that? Have you guys ever heard the quote that said, real life is so good that you don't have to fall asleep. You don't have to even dream because the reality you're living is so sweet that you don't want to go to sleep. That's what it is. Because when I first was in it, I wouldn't sleep. I would not sleep. And if you look up, I'm telling y'all the truth, if you look up twin flame forums, you'll see countless forums of people saying, how come I can't sleep? How come I can feel them, excuse me guys, I'm tired, feel them in my chest? How come I can hear them? How come I can feel them next to me? How come it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So the feminine, and you know it's true, the feminine becomes enveloped. How do you spell it again? Let me look it up. ENVELOPED. Okay. Let me just finish this look because I haven't, you know, this is what I was saying, the Target video. I have so much stuff, right? And there's some things I've thrown away already that I've, you know, thrown out, but I need to like use what I bought because it costs money. Like, it's not like it's free, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm doing a video, why not wear makeup? Because I have it next to me and I haven't used it. And so I even have this Lancome. Can you see it on camera? Like, look at how much is in the bottle. I don't even use it. And because I have really good skincare products, my skin, I don't even have foundation on. I have concealer. You guys saw me put the concealer on earlier. For those who just joined, I have concealer. I have really good concealer, but I don't have any foundation because my skin is so well taken care of right now. So when your skin is really good, sometimes you don't use that much makeup. But I'm saying if you buy it, you don't want it to just sit there because then you have to throw it away because it's gonna expire at some point. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, dude. Oh, this blue is pretty. This is like the blue that I wore yesterday in the Target. Oh, you kind of look faint. With some mascara, it'd probably pop more. So I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish, and for those just maybe interested in the topic, you're not really sure what this topic is, well, hopefully I gave you kind of a synopsis here. You know, I don't wish on anybody because it's something that can take up your whole day, your whole night, your whole mind, your whole everything. And if you don't keep yourself busy, or you don't work on yourself, or you don't have a lot of friends, or you don't really go out, you're gonna be crushed. You're gonna be destroyed, you know. Your life may be destroyed as you know it because, you know, that normally happens to the masculines, but it can happen to the feminines too, you know, where they have to be so far removed from what they know that they got to change everything. You know what I'm saying? Like they practically change everything. They have to change everything about themselves because the darkness they were in before cannot be in the light. You know what I'm saying? Like the darkness they were living in before, spiritually, I'm saying, or the grayness, they can't escape it unless they make drastic changes. And that's something that you typically hear is a problem amongst the masculines. But I think now more than ever, the feminines are, you know, being exposed for the same problems, right? And it's more common practice that the feminines are sharing those traits, right? And so it has to be addressed, you know what I'm saying? Now, this is something I got from Etsy. I just feel like playing with makeup since yesterday. Sorry guys, there's nothing to, I'm just really relaxed at my vanity station. So I want to like use my stuff, you know? So yeah, I don't wish it on anybody. I think it's a horrible feeling. And if Selena and Justin are really twin flames, and that's kind of how I got the topic for this video, then I feel horrible for them because, you know, Justin's married. He's married to what the streets are saying is a karmic, which can feel like a twin flame connections. Karmics can feel like twin flames. You know, they can feel like a lot of things, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? The sex can be great, you know what I'm saying? The physical intimacy maybe what's holding Justin to Haley, but it's the spiritual that is something different. And unless, you know what I'm saying, there's two mature people who have fully moved on and want to move on, it's a cycle. It's going to be a cycle until they die. And me personally, I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live like that. So I think it's a choice. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to choose if you want to live like that. You see what I'm saying? For those who are just on the journey, just starting out, you're not gonna know you're not gonna know any better. You know, I could talk to you for 2 hours straight, and you're still not gonna get it, because you're not even at the end yet. You're not even, when I say end, I mean the end. The phrase end, I mean, is like when you can be with somebody else. Okay. And there is no end, but I'm saying for the purpose of the video, it's like, when I say end, I mean, it's like you can go back to some kind of normalcy. Okay. Because in the very beginning, you cannot. It envelops you, it possesses you, it takes over your life, not just your being, it takes over your life. And you know, a lot of twins, they lose friends, they have to change their job. I mean, I'm not just talking on my ass. I mean, this is real life. You know what I'm saying? You listen to any real twin family, and they'll tell you the truth. You know, they have to get divorced because, you know, now they found their twin, they're married to a soulmate, and they want to go to their twins. Then they have to get divorced. There's kids involved. I mean, there's so many different people and different things people go through that are twins. So yeah, you know, there's people that are married, you know what I'm saying? They're married to karmics, they're married to soulmates, literally. And then out of nowhere, they meet their twin, and they're in a dilemma. They're at a crossroads because they can't believe that, oh my God, I didn't see this coming. No one told me, you know? So that's why I'm saying, like, the whole thing about people choose what they choose to say, I don't know if that's true, because nobody's gonna, like, so here's what I'm trying to say. No one's going to marry just to get divorced, right? Like, nobody that is a good, decent, hardworking person is going to want to get married just to file for divorce. You know, where they do that at? You know, that's not typical or common, unless someone's a gold digger or they're just very naive. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying a good stand-up lady or man, they're going to marry because they want to be married to this partner. They want to have this person in their life. They cannot see their life without the person, right? So I'm coming up on an hour, 42 minutes. How? I have no idea. But they don't want to live without the person. So what do? They marry them. They you know, go to a courthouse, or they plan a beautiful wedding like Justin and Haley did, you know, with a designer dress. You know, they pull out all the stops. And then reality's gonna hit. Reality hits, and they say, oh shit, you know, I thought that this was deep. Oh no, this twin flame connection is way deeper, and I gotta get rid of this person. I gotta divorce this person to get to this person. That's what happens if you marry somebody else and you're not, like, established, like, you're not mature, like, you haven't gone through all the stages and stuff like that. Then it's brand new, and you have a whole other life. You know, depending upon how willing both parties are, a lot of times there's divorce, because they have to leave a karmic for the twin flame. It's just a sad reality. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Justin, I almost said Beaver. Hopefully Justin Bieber, knows better. You know, hopefully he's already had his awakening, because if not, then it's going to hit him like a ton of bricks. You know what I'm saying? And that divorce with Haley Baldwin is going to be very messy and very traumatic for her, because she's going to think that she was the one the whole time Selena was the one. You see what I'm saying? But there's other twins that choose to be with a soulmate. They're mature enough. You know what I'm saying? They're mature enough, so it's established. That's what I'm trying to say. It becomes a thing where it's established that the divine masculine wants to go another way, and the divine feminine in the 3D wants to go another way. It has to be established in some sort of coding. Okay. Hopefully it's been discussed, but if it hasn't been discussed, it really doesn't matter. Because, you know, they're still twins, so it makes no difference. 1 second, guys. Oh, that blue is gorgeous. You can hardly see it on camera, but it's there. And I gotta redo my nails. There we go. See, if I get a little more of like a black eyeliner, you could see it, but not really. I'm trying to figure out how to open this. It's not even coming out. So with that said, right? With that said, you know, do they have to be obsessed with each other? You know what I'm saying? No, they don't. Because, I mean, it's a given. In the beginning, it's a given. But I'm saying as time evolves, if you don't want to be in that energy, you don't have to. Okay? It's a choice. I'm not saying that having a twin is a choice. I'm saying that over time, years, months, right? And maybe people, I know people that are super, you know, obsessed are not going to agree. They're going to be like, you can't help it. If you're a real twin, you can't help it. You can't stay away. You can't this, you can't that. Well, I have self-control. Okay? I have self-control. One second, y'all. I have self-control. And, you know, I'm still a young adult. So at least in like my world and how I run my life, you know, I just bought this as well. I've actually never tried it on. It's like a little headband. That is so different. That's kind of cute, no? It's different. It's cute. Well, yeah. So in my reality, there's something called self-control. Okay. And, you know, if you and your twin are not getting along, which is very common, okay, you and your twin are always butting heads, you know, pissing each other off. You know, you're not seeing eye to eye. There's karmics involved. There's this and that and the third involved. You know what I'm saying? Depending upon what's going down and, you know, if it's long distance or not, because I know that is something that is just crazy to me. The ones that have the long distance, you know, that's insane. I don't know how people survive that. But, you know, that is also something that I've heard, you know what I'm saying? The long distance twin flames. And that sounds very painful to me. So it's so crazy. And honestly, I'm kind of happy I'm saying this. It's kind of foreign because like, you know, once upon a time, you know, I was that person, like a lot of these girls out here where they don't know if they're ever going to move on. You know what I'm saying? They don't know if they're ever going to be able to recover. You know what I'm saying? They're so concerned. They're so concerned that they're never going to be able to live again. And, you know, at least in my case, I can't relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think that, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this. I know that, okay? But I'm just saying that in my reality, I want some powder, bruh. I want some powder. All I'm saying is that in my reality, I can't relate to that. Because here's the thing, right? Oh, I have some mascara. Because here's the thing, right? Life is going to keep going. Okay. So let's just use a more extreme example because some people are actually going through this. So let's just kind of take it there, shall we? Trigger warning, buckle up, right? There is some people that, you know what I'm saying, like I've seen it in other videos I've done when I was in it, and it was awful. People would be like, oh, you know, they would tell me about their own situation, their own twin flame situation, like, oh, you know, I can't kiss anybody else. I can't be, you know, sexually intimate with anybody else. There's no reality in which I could ever see myself with anybody else. That's crazy to me. Okay. And I've seen those comments. I've heard the stories. I know all about it. For some reason, I just cannot relate, because I just feel like, well, if that's how I thought, if that was my approach to my life, to my body, to my mind, to my heart, I'm going to let years go by. I'm going to let almost maybe even a decade. Am I going to let years and years and years go by and I'm not loved? I'm not taken care of. I'm not happy. What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? What reality would I want to live in where that exists? Well, none. I would never want to be in a reality where I'm stuck waiting for somebody. That makes no sense. I mean, to me, that makes no sense. So I just think that, and I know that some people, they get really obsessed. Okay. They get super obsessed. They get really caught up to the point where they abandon their jobs. They abandon their friends. They abandon their, oh, this looks really good. They abandon their family. They become a shell of a person, and that's not healthy. Okay. So, you know, if there's any people out here telling you, that is what you should be doing with your time, then they don't mean the best for you. Because, you know, let's say hypothetically, and this is actually a reality, you know, some people, let's say they're separated for 14 years. For 14 years, right? I know to the ones who just had their start, you know, are still in contact with their twin and all this, they're not going to even want to fathom that. They're going to probably, you know, get chills at the thought of that. But this is a reality. Most twins are not together, right? Most twins do not talk. Let's be very clear. So I'm just saying, let's say, for example, you're age 21. Or maybe let's say you're age 46, you're age 46. Okay. Are you going to wait 14 years? Are you going to be are you going to have a sexless life? You're going to have a no romance, no romantic life, for 14 years? And who would want that? Who would sign up to come to a planet for some kind of mission, and then they can't find love again? They can't be with a soulmate. That's ludicrous. That's bullshit. So, you know, and I'm just being honest. To me, that's just bullshit. That's a choice. Okay. So whether you're a divine masculine or divine feminine, I don't want to hear, oh, you know, oh, I don't want to hear it, because guess what? This is your life. Okay. This is your life. Understand that. So you cannot be blaming other people for your decisions. You can't, there's only so many times, right? There's only going to be so many times where you can blame other people, you know, and that goes, then that for a lot of twins goes to childhood and ancestry and family tree and relationship dynamics. And it's very common, you know, I'm saying that there's something they have to work through or get over or whatever. But what I'm saying is that, it's a choice. It's a choice. Okay. And like I said, I know a lot of twins are gonna, you know, especially the ones who are still in contact and they're, you know, madly in love, and they're out, they're getting ghosted, they're getting breadcrumbed. They're not going to believe what I'm saying right now, because they're in that stage, right? They're in that mode of, you know, make it or break it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the thing where when they come back around and you're like, okay, now finally I'm going to hold on so tight. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Oh, they left again. Right? That's what happens. So, if that is the mode that you're in, God bless you. I'm so happy I'm not there. I'm so happy I'm not there. I cannot relate. And I cannot relate to the people that stop their whole life. They stop everything. They stop everything to wait around. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that is so toxic. That is such a waste of time. And it's just, it's degrading. Because if you are an attractive person like myself, you know, you're attractive, you're a good-hearted person, you're a hard worker, you know, you're lovable, you know what I'm saying? Let somebody else love you, you know, and someone needs to really hear that, you know. Nothing is wrong if you are with a soulmate, you know what I'm saying? Or even a karmic, if you will. I don't really, you know, I don't judge with that anymore. I mean, before when I was in it, I used to be like, oh, you know, karmics, can't stand them. Oh, the karmics, oh, those witches, but like now, but like, you know, I'm wiser, still in my 20s, but I'm older in my 20s. You know, I'm not like that anymore. You know, I don't look at people as karmics. Yeah, they could be karmics, but I don't like look at them as like less than, because I know that there's a reason why. You know, if somebody is with a karmic, there's a reason why. And so that person, in their own special way, could be doing your twin a favor, you know, and that's going to be hard to hear for some people, but you have to understand that the karmic could be doing you guys a favor, because there's going to be things that come up. You see, it's karmic. So there is naturally going to be things that come up that are going to spark your twin, you know, are going to spark your twin to change, to evolve, to grow, to get better at their communication skills. And, you know, from that point forward, let the chips fall where they may. You know what I'm saying? Let things take its natural course, but it's nothing to stress about, you know. That was good. In the beginning, I would stress. I would, you know, would I cry? You know, it's such a distant memory now. But I don't recall if I cried or not. But I know most twin flames, they cry a lot. You know, they're sad, they're isolated, they're depressed, all types of shit. But it's a choice. It's a choice. You choose if you want to stay in that energy. If you want to get pretty like me, you want to go out, you want to go on vacation, you want to have fun, it's your choice. If you want to sit in a room, or you want to be at work, you know, stalking their Instagram, stalking their page, and you know who you are, or their Facebook, and you're just obsessed, that is a choice. That's a choice. It's a choice. And you will see it's true, because the older you get and the more life experience, I mean, if you're very young, this video is going to go over your head. You're not going to get it until you live it. Whew. But anybody, you know, 21 years and older, you know, the light should come on. You know what I'm saying? The light bulb should come on. And at some point, you're going to have to wake up. Okay? Because life is not going to stop, bro. Giving some tough love here, you know? You can be mad all you want. You can be sad all you want. It's not going to change shit. It's not going to change anything, because you cannot force your twin to evolve. That's not how it works. Okay? If you think that you can put some spell or something else to force your twin to change, then you're not being serious. You're not being serious, because that means that you're just doing it for selfish reasons. You're trying to be selfish, is what it is. You are being selfish, and you just want to be in this mentality of gimme, 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 gimme. Okay, that's what it is. But real love doesn't do that. Oh, okay. Real love doesn't do that, guys. Real love is patient. Real love is kind. What does the Bible say? It does not envy or boast. It is not quick to anger, right? Pride. So trying to push someone into where you think they should be is not love. That's just being selfish. It's being inconsiderate. And it's hurtful. Okay? So focus on yourself. I need some water. Man, I need to get some snacks up here. I've heard, people that I think have the right message out there, to focus on yourself. And, I was one of those people that when I would hear that, I would, squirm when they say work on yourself. I would squirm. I'm like, what do you mean work on yourself? I've been working. What do you mean? I would get angry. I tell y'all no lies. I look so pretty. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. I look good. I look good. I tell you no lies. I was that person that would be pissed. I would be so angry. Like, what do you mean? I'm doing it. I'm doing the work. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing, And one day, one sweet holy day, you just see the light. You know what I'm saying? You see the light. And you realize that, you know what? This is a whole other human being with their own karma, with their own ancestry, with their own life challenges, with their own goals, with their own ambitions. And you have to let go. They would, aka surrender, whatever, okay? You have to understand that people need to do what's best for them, So in my case, what was best for me was I got to a point where I was just sick of the motions, the roller coaster. I was just sick and tired of it. And I can't really speak for my other self, but I think I just got to a point where I was just like, you know what? Not ready. Just not ready. And I want to live, I wanted to live so bad, guys. And I think the real twin flames out here would understand what I'm saying, I wanted to breathe. I wanted to live. I wanted to be happy. I genuinely wanted to be happy. And the way that I was living, the way that I was thinking, the way that I was feeling was the opposite of that. And so I had to make a very tough decision. I had to say, okay, well, are you just going to keep, this saga, this never ending, thing going on here? Like, are you going to just keep living like this? Are you going to have a backbone? Are you going to have a backbone and work on yourself and let life be? Let life be. Just be happy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what day that was or what month. I can't even, maybe if I had a journal or something, I could probably write it down, but I don't think I ever did. I never did. But it just became just a moment in time where my whole mindset shifted and I was free. I was completely free. And I've been ever since. And I was just able to let love in, in any form, parental love, my pets loving me, my friends loving me, strangers being kind to me. It was just like a soul thing, it was a soul thing. And I look so good at God. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just admiring myself right now. I'm just like, oh, I look good. It was just something that needed to happen, at least in my life. I'm not going to speak for everybody. I'm only going to give you guys my perspective from my own experience. But it was just something where I was just tired of the sob story, And I know there's twins out here that are tired of the sob story too, They're tired of watching, pick card readings. They're tired of listening to 20 different, videos about it. They're tired of going to sleep crying. So there could be those of you watching right now. I'm saying, well, I'm saying your reality right now. Completely in drenched, completely enveloped, completely obsessed. You know what I'm saying? And you're stuck. You know what you are? You're stuck. And you're not focusing on yourself. And most twins don't want to hear that. All they want to hear is, how can I get to union? How can I get this person to care about me? How can I get this person to come back to me? They don't care about the reality. All they want to hear is the fantasy. You know what I'm saying? All they want to hear is a fairy tale. That's all they want to hear. And I get it. But that's not the reality. So you have to get to a point where you wake up and smell the coffee, okay? And you realize that you're gonna get older. You are getting older. All of us are every year, at least 3D wise, with the template they've given us. You know, we are supposed to be getting up there in age. But yeah, life is going by every day, every hour, every minute. And so for me at least, the shackles came off when I realized that I had a life to live. I had work to do. I had things I wanted to accomplish. And I wasn't going to let some rinky-dink ass connection stop me. I was not going to let this stop me from living my life. You know what I'm saying? And there's been times where it's tried, you know what I'm saying? Like but of late, no. I genuinely, I think it's been at least, how many years has it been now since I really feel like I've been completely free? Yeah, 1.5, maybe 2 years, probably 2 years, where the old version of me in that connection is just gone. It's just gone. I'm brighter, I'm happier, I'm more peaceful, I'm more focused. I know what I gotta do. I'm present. I show up and I put in work. And that feels really good to say, you know, because, you know, once upon a time I was stuck like a lot of you are out here. You know, I was in the trenches. And there's a lot of feminines who are, you know, they don't think that they can ever, you know, have sex with anybody else. You know, let's be real. I've had twin flames come to me and tell me that they can't imagine, you know, having sex with somebody else, which is like insane to me, because they're so obsessed with their twin that they have this like one picture mode where they cut themselves off from reality. They cut themselves off from soulmates. They cut themselves off from experiencing life. And to me, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, but to me, it's insane because, like I said, you know, every year is a full experience, a full book, right? Like every year is like a chapter, you know, and you know, what do you want your book to be filled of, you know? And I'm actually not going to apologize for this because I almost feel like someone's telling me to not apologize. I'm not going to apologize because you know what? It's a message that I think a lot of people need. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of stuck in delusion. They're obsessed. They're spending all this money, trying to force someone to comply, and that's never going to work. You know what I'm saying? Any connection. I just got an Instagram notification, so I had to swipe it away. That's why my phone was tipped. But yeah, you know, anybody who's honest, you know what I'm saying, with a connection like that, that's honest, will tell you that, you know what I'm saying, they become obsessed, they become totally blind, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's scary. Especially for those who are with other people or they're married. You know, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend a twin flame, you know, popping up at someone's house or, you know, doing love spells. I just think that is just so toxic because once you get into that, and you start to practice that and get into that, you know what I'm saying? You're never going to stop. You're never going to stop until you get the results you want. And if you don't get the results you want, you're going to spiral. You're going to spiral. You're going to spend more money. I thank God, honest to God, I thank God that I wasn't one of those kind of people. I'm not saying that I've never, you know, dabbled, but I was never the kind of twin that was just like a freak. I was just not that kind of person. Like, I never was the kind of person who was just like constantly hitting up people for like readings and constantly like, I was not that kind of person. I don't think I've ever gotten a reading on him. Oh, probably once, like a long time ago. And, after that one time, I was like, I'm not doing this again. It's just, there's no point. Now, if people feel convicted to do it because something's not being shown to them, then, do what you want to do with your own money, your own life, your own energy. But I'm just saying that there is, there's levels to this. And what I'm trying to say is because the energy is so addicting, they're not going to stop, is the point I'm making. Once you dip your foot in and you try to pull that energy back in, you're not going to stop. And that's why it becomes something that to me is very dangerous, because you don't know when to stop. You know what I'm saying? You don't know when the limit is. You don't know when the person just needs space or when you need space. It becomes something where the person is on a chase. Why do you think they call the runner and chaser? Why do you think there's titles called the runner and the chaser? Because there's at least one person that is just chasing. And it's weird. It's weird. And, when you're on the receiving end of it, you can feel how weird it is, you know what I'm saying? But when you're giving it, you're not really aware of how off-putting it is and how scary it is. But when you're on the receiving end of it, you realize that it's freakish behavior. It's weird. I've heard of twin flames, breaking into people's email, breaking into people's voicemail, popping up at their workplace. And don't tell me I'm bullshitting, because I've heard it and I've seen it. I've heard about twin flames doing this, man. I've heard about people that are twin flames, popping up people's workplace and all this weird shit. I mean, it's psychotic, bro. It's psychotic. It's not healthy. So that's the reality that somebody needs. You know what I'm saying? Like snap out of it. Okay. Snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? If this is really your twin, you need to respect that people need space, and you need to respect that, you have a life, right? So if you have a life, you're not going to do stuff like that. You only do stuff like that when you're not busy, when you're not on your purpose, when you're not, when you don't have friends, when you don't have people to lean on. You do that because you're trying to get something for nothing. You're trying to get something that somebody doesn't want to give you, and who wants a love that is not freely given, right? Can we all agree? Like, you want a love that you don't have to do a spell for. You don't have to beg somebody to treat you correctly. So once you realize that, regardless of if they're your twin or not, you're going to get away from that. You're going to reject that notion. You're going to reject those titles of chaser, runner. You're going to get away from all that. And you're going to say, you know what? I'm beautiful, or if you're a guy, I'm handsome and I am worthy. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of what I desire. And let me tell you guys, I have had nothing but success. Like, literally, like, I've had, I have a great romantic life. I'm very happy. So it's a choice, you know what I'm saying? It is a choice. So maybe I'm just going to be that example for those who need it today of what's possible, you know what I'm saying? And I just want you to know that you don't have to live like that. You don't have to live in, terror. You don't have to live in a way that makes you feel less than. You don't have to live in a way that makes you feel small. You don't have to live like that, okay? So try to build yourself up, work on yourself, and realize, Mom, my dog. Oh, my camera again. This shit is so annoying. And realize that you don't have to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to live like that. And it gets to a point where, maybe you're just going to get sick of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's been such a long time. So I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to recall for you all, like, how I was able to do it. And, you know, quite frankly, you all, and just being like completely honest with you all, like when I look back at those times, I almost feel sad for myself, you know? I do. I almost feel like, I don't say embarrassed, but I almost feel sad for myself because it's like, why would you put up with that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you subject yourself to that? You see what I'm saying? Um, but like when you're in it and so many people are, they don't think it's a bad thing, you know? Like they think that that's normal. They think that that is what comes with it. And it probably does, it, you know, it probably is what comes with it. But to some extent, you know what I'm saying, when you're still an adult, a young adult, you have choices, you know. And if you behave like you don't have a choice, then you're gonna really mess yourself up, you know. You're really gonna cause some problems for yourself. So I think for me, I mean, besides other men, you know, besides other men showing interest in me, which would happen all the time, I think I just got to a point where I felt like my twin was being taken care of, or at least I was hoping he would be taken care of. And so once I had that conviction, that feeling, I was out of there, you know. Now I know to some twins it may sound like, you know, bullshit, but no, that's really in my situation, in my let's just say my, but in that situation, like for me, it was just like a conviction of like, okay, well, you know, he's being taken care of. You know, I have somebody else, so, you know, who gives a shit? Like that's how I got away from it. You know, the obsessiveness. Like that's how I was able to break free. It was just it's a natural progression of just us with different people, different things were going on in my life on a big scale. And you know, I just didn't have time for it. I didn't have time to commit myself in that way that would be, you know, treacherous. Basically, I just didn't have it in me, I got, I don't want to say fed up, but I was just, it was time for a new chapter. It was time for a new chapter. And I wanted it. I wanted that new chapter. And I'm very close to my guardian angels. I'm very close to my spirit team, as you guys know. If you don't know, now you know. You know, very, 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 very close, right? So for me, it was just like a no-brainer. It felt right. It was the right thing to do. It was time to say bye. You know, it was really time to say goodbye and not look back and not try to fight for the connection and not try to fight for the relationship. And I didn't feel sad about it. You know, I may have been a little flustered at points, but once my mind was made up, I fought really hard. I fought tooth and nail to get out of it. You know, I fought literally for my right to my freedom, for my right to trust my heart, for the right for me to think for myself and to not be brainwashed, basically. So in my case, it was just a natural progression out of it. You know what I'm saying? And it just felt right. It felt right. I'm not saying it wasn't painful at points, but what I'm saying is, you know, especially women with really good intuition, you kind of should know, you know what I'm saying? You should kind of know when things are over, or you should kind of know when things are taking a turn for the worse, or when something's just not supposed to be in your life. You know, like you should know when something's supposed to be, you know, on pause or whatever, or, you know, whatever. Like you should know, like, the signals, the clear signals. Okay, like it's time to go in this direction. It's time to focus more on this than this. Like, you know, your body will tell you, your heart will tell you. If you do meditation practices, that will even tell you for sure. You know, you will be convicted that it's time to focus on something else, something bigger than yourself, something else. And that's what happened to me, you know, and I was ready. I didn't care if I felt pain. I didn't care if I cried all the time. I didn't care. At that point, I just didn't care. I was ready to go. I was ready to get out of there. I was ready to be back to myself. And I was ready to, you know, accept what it was. You know, at that point, I mean, I knew it was a karmic, but at that point, I didn't care. I didn't care if, you know, I didn't care if a karmic came along and took him. I didn't give a shit at that point, honestly. I didn't care. I was like, you know what? You deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live with your decisions. You gotta live with your reality. You gotta live with how you treat people, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think masculines could agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just certain times in your life where it's not the time and the place, and you need to focus on other things. You need to get busy on other things that are more important and are calling you. So praise be to God, man. That's all I can say. Because hell, it took me a very long time. Took me a very long time. So I'm a living witness. You know, I felt like I needed to speak on this topic and, you know, give a different perspective, because I know there's a lot of, you know, I don't want to say propaganda, but there's a lot of just this, you know, jargon on TikTok and everywhere else, you know, that you know, the feminine is just stuck forever. They're just totally obsessed, and, you know, it's bullshit. You know, like I said, any crush, any connection, any person, you can choose to not be with. There's nothing and nobody's telling you, right? Like, nothing and nobody's telling you to love somebody or not love somebody. Like, you make that decision. Not saying love is not. I'm not saying love is entirely a choice. But to some extent, your actions, your behavior is a choice. It's a choice. Because you choose to talk to somebody, you're choosing to be with somebody. You make all those decisions, and you can't say that, oh, well, it's just the universe. Yeah, okay, the universe had a part to play in it. But at the end of the day, you have a choice. So if you carry on and you think and you behave like you don't have a choice, then you don't. You've given up your power. You've given up your right to choice. You've given up your right to opinion. You know, at that point, then at that point you don't, you know, because you've given it up. You know what I'm saying? You've chosen to say, I don't have any power. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've chosen that. You know what I'm saying? Wrong brush. Yeah, at that point, you've chosen that, man. Like, you've chosen that. You know, you're choosing to be unhappy. You know, you're choosing to be unhappy. You're choosing to be a loser. You're choosing it, man. Like, straight up, like, you're choosing it. You know what I'm saying? You're choosing to be single. You're choosing it. You know, especially if people are interested in you and you're like, oh no, I'm fine. You know, you've chosen that reality. You get what I'm saying? You've chosen that reality. So what reality are you choosing? What reality are you choosing? Are you choosing love? Are you choosing happiness? Are you choosing prosperity? Are you choosing despair? Are you choosing depression? Are you choosing to feel unworthy? Right? What reality are you choosing? Because whatever reality you're choosing is going to show up. It's going to show up. It's going to show up. That's powerful. You have to understand that, okay? So, you know, if you're in a, let's say, for example, back to for those who want their twin flame, right? Let's say if you're in a love vibration, right? And you want the same vibration, you want the same match, okay? But your twin's not in that vibration, right? Do you just turn off the love switch? Do you just turn off, you know, your attractiveness? Do you just turn off your positivity? No, you don't. You stay in your power. Oh, I just love how I look. I just love how I feel right now. This is like a vibe. No, you don't. You don't, because then you're giving somebody else the right to make you depressed, to make you less than. Why are you giving over that power? So for anybody who's questioning what I just said, well, you weren't listening. And that point I just made right there should have just kind of encapsulated this whole video. What power are you choosing to give up? What part of your life, your being, your essence are you not paying attention to? Are you not paying attention to? That's the point. That's it. That's the message. That's the message. So so this could be applied to anything, workplace, whatever. Just because someone goes low, you're gonna go lower? Is that what they're saying? Because they go low, you're supposed to go to the gutter with them? No, I'm not gonna go to the gutter with you. I'm not gonna go to the trench. I look good, goddamn. I'm not gonna go to the trenches with you. I'm not. I'm gonna stay up here while you're down here, and that's fine. That's the video.